Claudia Conger with Red Real Estate. I'm here today with Ron Carroll of Emporium 406. And Ron is going to show us a little bit about what he does, his shop, and the many things he does.
All right. So I'm Ron Carroll. I'm the owner of Emporium 406, where you'll find unique vintage and contemporary goods, such as some of the things I'm going to take you on a little tour here in the shop. So behind me is a little magic shop. So we are introducing youngsters to the art of magic. And I'm also a children's author. I just published my first book last year. So behind me you see that I'm selling my book, Marvelous Marvin's Magical Moment. It's a great read for 6 to 8-year-olds. And it's a great bedtime story as well.
Before we go any farther, where are you located here?
I'm in Dillon, Montana, in the historic turret building uptown. This building actually was the very first doctor in Dillon lived here in the home adjacent, and then these two structures were added on at a later date. So it's great to be in a historic landmark such as the turret building.
On Idaho Street.
23 South Idaho Street.
23 South Idaho.
Yeah, and we carry some vintage style reprint frame posters. On the adjacent wall, I've got a lot of made in Montana products that you can see. My goal is to have the home decor section of my shop to be 100% made in Montana products, and we're getting very close to that. So I will take you on a little tour through here. We have lots of made in Montana jewelry from some wonderful Montana jewelry makers.
From all over the state, Ron?
All over the state. Some local, some mid-range, and some out to the far reaches of eastern Montana. Further into the store, we have up on the wall, you'll see a lot of painted windows. These are done by a wonderful artist over in the Bitterroot Valley who takes old vintage reclaimed windows from industrial salvage sites and does these fine paintings on them. Below the paintings, you'll see a lot of pillows. These are done by a wonderful pillow maker in Helena, and she does a great job. She makes the canvas and sews from scratch. And this is an exclusive design for Emporium 406. You can only get them in my shop. You'll see a lot of barnwood and tin products up on the wall as well. And that is actually products that are made from a 100-year-old mule shed that we tore down over in Jefferson County on the banks of the Boulder River. It was in pretty tough shape, so we pulled it back off the bank, took a lot of the barnwood off it and reclaimed a lot of the tin. And my maker in Helena has actually started making barnwood and tin products. Everything from wine holders to picture frames with the tin, some Moscow Mule copper cup holders as well, and then we just started making tea lights as well from the barnwood.
I really enjoy this. Is something that's near and dear to my heart, is the number of wine racks you have in every variation, including this one back here on the wall with the guitar.
Yep. So I have a local maker that makes the tea towels and the wine bag holders, and then she does the little fun pun pots in the back here, and I'll kind of grab them to show you. This one says Plant One on Me.
Pretty cute.
So she does those, and that is somebody here local. And then the wine bags, and then we've got Montana tote bags. And then that same individual also does these fun planters. We call these plant people. And those are handcrafted right here in Dillon.
Lots of talent here in Montana.
Lots of talent in Montana.
Now you go way back here in Dillon, don't you?
I do. So I actually grew up in Dillon, and I actually, when I was very young, would go around to the businesses uptown. I'd have a little bucket and a squeegee, and I would, for $1 a business, not $1 a window, I would, for $1 a business, I would do the windows, squeegee the windows and clean them for them. My mom and dad, Leonard and Laverne Carroll, actually ran the Dillon Tribune here from the mid-60s to the mid-70s. And that, of course, was on the block right behind us on Montana Street. So I'm very well versed on Dillon, and I had a 23-year military career. Following that, I had a 15-year career with the Montana Youth Challenge Academy as the marketing director. About a year ago, when I got done with all that and finished my book and promoting it, a newly published book, I sat down and began to design this shop and what I wanted it to look like. And it's just constantly evolving. It's great to build relationships with all the makers in Montana and all the great vendors I get to work with, building friendships. As you know, it's all about networking, relationships. And then over here, right behind the camera, we've got some great, some more wildlife wood clocks made by the same maker that makes the tin products. Also carrying wood products from a maker right here in Dillon. And then the blankets are made by a wonderful blanket maker in Butte. These are high quality fleece blankets, and I actually get to pick the patterns, and then she makes those for me.
I love the one with campers on it.
Right, so those are the new thing. I love retro campers, so we've got a lot of new ones coming in. Of course, it's camper season, so even people coming up from the south, they don't need a blanket in their house, but they'll need one in the trailer when they get here. Because they all freeze. So, yeah, so.
What's the most unique thing you have in the shop, or what's the most unique thing you do that no one else in Montana does?
Well, I think there's two things. One is, and we're going to go out here and I'll show you, I've got a autographed celebrity memorabilia business that I launched about 2 years ago that's been very successful. I hit, and we can actually walk out there right now.
Let's go.
So I actually go to celebrity signing shows all across the nation. Places like Los Angeles, Dallas, Chicago, Seattle, New York City. And I get to go to have some private time with the celebrities before the actual shows start. I get about 20 to 30 minutes with each celebrity. And I take items for them to sign. So I usually do 2 items of everything. So, for example, this is a flight suit that I had Val Kilmer sign from Top Gun. So, you know, it's fun to be able to meet them. You can see a signature right here. And I've got 2 of everything, one for my personal collection and then one to sell. And even though the celebrity sign right in front of me, I also get a third party to authenticate them, a professional authentication service, so that people buying can buy with confidence and know that it's an authentic autograph. I also take photos with all the celebrities, and I'm actually writing a book about it. So, for example, there's a photo of myself and Val Kilmer. So this is one of the more unique things that I get to do, and I'm hoping to at some point bring a celebrity to Dillon for some type of a signing. So,
Wow, that would be awesome.
yeah. And then I would say the second really unique thing is I get to meet the people that supply my customers with products. And I love seeing the joy that is created for my customers, and knowing where their product was made, and that I had a small part in bringing that to Dillon. I love Dillon, Montana. I love Montana, and I love promoting both of those. And I'm hoping that through that promotion we see more people come to our great little community and our great state, and hopefully in turn help to boost our economy through the work that we do.
So tell me, how did you get this set of handcuffs for Houdini?
So this was an original set of handcuffs that were used on the set of the movie Houdini, starring Janet Leigh and Tony Curtis in 1952. So a good friend of mine, his father was the prop master for Houdini, and I ended up being able to negotiate a deal for one of the 3 sets of handcuffs used in the movie. This is another one. It's just an original movie poster from 1952. Back then, the movie theaters would be sent out promotional materials from the movie studios like Paramount and Columbia. So this is an example of that. I actually found this original poster from the Rough Tough West, starring Charles Starrett and Smiley Burnett, his sidekick. And I just love the vivid colors, and so I framed it up. with a replica revolver. And then I actually went online and found a family that had some autographed memorabilia belonging to Charles Starrett that's been authenticated, and framed it all up. So that's kind of my hobby and my passion. I love doing that as well as working in my shop. So it's fun to travel all over the United States and go to celebrity shows and things like that. And I'm actually writing a book about that as well.
Oh, that's great. I see we've got another Val Kilmer down here from The Doors.
Yeah. So one of the questions I asked Val when I had my time with him is, how did you prepare for the role to play Jim Morrison in The Doors? And he said, you know, because he died so young, there's not a lot of footage out there on Jim. So he said he got his hands on some footage reels, however, and just studied his body movements. That was Val's real voice in the movie. And if you lay a real picture of Jim Morrison next to Val Kilmer, there's just a striking resemblance. It's just eerie almost. So Val signed a couple microphones. He also played in Batman Forever, so I had him sign a couple masks for me. The flight suits, of course. And then meeting Alice Cooper was kind of fun. He signed a couple guitars and microphones. Met Kiefer Sutherland. He's got his TV show 24, and so I had him sign a couple of replica Berettas. And I'm writing the book about meeting celebrities because they've all done some very interesting things. And though I don't get a lot of time with them, I get enough to get a sense of who they are outside of the public eye. So,
what's your favorite place to travel to?
New York City.
I love New York too.
Yeah, if I can't be in Dillon, New York City is where I love to spend time. I've been out there several times now, and I just like it. It's a whole new world. I always appreciate coming back home to Montana and the more relaxed lifestyle that we get to live here. So.
Oh, but the food.
The food.
The food in New York.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, so in a nutshell, that is Emporium 406. Lots of new things planned for this year to promote my shop. And of course Dillon and my fabulous makers of product. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. And soon we're going to be starting a children's magic club so that we can get children in Dillon into the art and the hobby of magic. So we haven't looked at the specific location, but we'll do like one night a week, and we'll do some magic teaching. Give them a platform to perform their magic that they learned, and maybe at the end of the year we'll put on a magic show for the parents in the community of Dillon, and have the kids be the magicians. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you, Ron. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We love this shop. It's just fabulous, and I can see several things that need to be in my house, like that guitar wine rack back there. That hits both of my sweet spots. So thanks a lot.
All right. Well, thank you for the opportunity to share with everybody in my shop.
Absolutely.
And hope you'll come visit.
We will. Thanks so much, Ron.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.